Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a company from a neighboring state prepares to deliver thousands of dollars worth of supplies to help people in our region continue recovering after a disaster. And one Eastern Kentucky city joins forces with local broadband provider to take its internet speeds to the next level.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Dakota Makris. Almost 6 o'clock here. It's Thursday, it's Friday Eve, whatever you know what Brandon calls it. Let's head over to Brandon for a look at our forecast. And really, Brandon, I think really the only thing to talk about is the snow that moved out.
Moved out. That's the key phrase that pays this morning. It left a little bit in some locations, especially in the higher elevations. For the most part, we are in decent shape. Maybe you had a little bit on your car in some locations this morning or some colder surfaces. Let's take a look at the UVA-wise cam. Hopefully it stays online for just a second. We have a lot of glitches out of this, but you can see here at the moment, the skies are clearing. You can even see a few stars out there this morning over southwest Virginia. 23 there, 26 up the road in Clintwood, 27 in Jackson and Pikeville, Irvin 2 over toward Jonesville and Jacksboro, 29 in Prestonsburg. That's our second warmest spot. Ashland at 30 is the warmest, and we're looking at 21 in Monticello is the coldest. I saw Manchester just jump to 29 as we switch the graphic. Look at the difference between today and yesterday. 24 hours, double digits colder in many locations this morning. The only exceptions, Moorhead, Richmond, and Hazard, and Prestonsburg, all just 7 degrees colder, but everybody is colder than it was this time yesterday morning. So your coffee meter, a little extra to max warming needed across the board this morning. And if you're grabbing a donut to go with your coffee, you're going to enjoy some sunshine with it later, and we'll see temperatures climb into the upper 30s. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Before we get into our other story, I want to say Magoffin County Schools will be on a 2-hour delay today. That's Magoffin County. Well, an Eastern Kentucky school district will be looking for a new superintendent after its current one announced his retirement at the end of the year. We sat down with him to see why he decided to make this move years before his contract ends. Perry County Schools Superintendent Jonathan Jett says he is retiring at the end of the year. Spending nearly 30 years in education with the district, he began his career in special education, serving as superintendent the past 10 years.
Just being able to help those students who have special needs, and not only the students, but provide resources and understanding to parents.
Bringing his school through the COVID-19 pandemic, students going from learning inside the classroom to at home. Then historic flooding hit our region, destroying 2 Perry County schools, Buckhorn and Robinson Elementary, placing students from both schools at A.B. Combs Elementary.
Anytime I ask my staff to do anything, they never respond with "that's not our job." They say, "How are we going to do it? Let's get a plan together." And by the next day, we had opened a distribution center at East Perry.
Not only helping his district through the flood and pandemic, he also reflects on the accomplishments of his district that benefit their students and community.
Being able to bring the RAM Clinic. The RAM Clinic is free medical, dental, and vision services for basically anybody that shows up. And that's so needed in this area.
So what is next for Jett?
My response is what Doc Holliday said to Johnny Ringo: nonsense, I'm in my prime. So I think there's other opportunities ahead for me.
Thankful for the decades and memories. In Perry County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News. Well, we asked Jett what his message is for the next superintendent. He says to always do what is right for the students and to be an advocate. Jett's last day is December 31st. Estill County Superintendent Jeff Saylor has been named Superintendent of the Year. The award is presented by the Kentucky Educational Development Corporation. Saylor says the award came to him as a surprise. He says he has spent 38 years in education and is nearing retirement, but he says the award is an honor and privilege.
I guess this is just a culmination of a 38-year career, and I'm just very thankful for my colleagues that that nominated me, and I hope that I've been able to make a difference in the lives of kids during that time.
Saylor says he plans to retire in June. Well, we now know the funeral arrangements for Somerset football coach Robbie Lucas. Lucas died Sunday. He was 50 years old. His visitation will be on Sunday, November 20th from 5 to 9 p.m. at Grace Fellowship Church in Stanford. A second visitation will be on Monday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by funeral services at 1. Lucas coached the Somerset High School football team for the last 14 years, and He was part of the program for more than 20 years. That included one state championship. A Virginia company is sending a truckload of donations here to Eastern Kentucky. Rockingham Cooperative teamed up with Manna from Heaven, a nonprofit here in Eastern Kentucky, to send $80,000 in supplies. Those donations are headed to Pike County, where they will be used to help families rebuild and feed communities. Trucks are set to arrive at 11 o'clock this morning. Organizers expect more than 400 people will be waiting for food there. Volunteers of America Mid-States is dedicated to ensuring those in recovery are taken care of in various ways. And on Wednesday, the organization held a wellness fair to not only serve the recovery community, but to serve Clay County as a whole. Alyssa Williams was there and has more.
Volunteers of America Mid-States is aiming to create a healthier Southeast Kentucky.
It's a wonderful thing, you know. We're really fortunate to be able to do it.
In partnership with the Medical Associates of Southeast Kentucky, VOA hosted a wellness fair at its Recovery Community Center in Manchester, offering free COVID tests, flu shots, and other services to the recovery community and other Clay Countyans.
These checkups, these wellness checkups, the flu shots, the COVID tests, these are the kind of things that we do when we're responsible people in recovery, and we're beginning to change our way of interacting with the world and with ourselves.
Organizers say events like this can not only help reduce illness in the area, but they also help those in recovery access the services they need.
Going to the doctor is not like the top thing on our list, so they come here for also to do the other activities that we participate in, that they participate in here. They're used to coming here and they feel comfortable here, and they can do that. And they find out it's not so bad.
Focusing on the wellness of Clay Countyans. In Manchester, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, Volunteers of America Mid-States hosts events like this throughout the year. To keep up with future events, you can check out its Facebook page. Well, we are more than halfway through the Big Blue Crush Blood Drive. On Tuesday, Kentucky extended its lead over Tennessee. Kentucky had 804 donors compared to Tennessee's 667. The event goes until Friday. The Kentucky Blood Center website revealed that as of Monday, the center is in critical need of B negative and AB negative blood. For more information about how you can donate, you can visit WYMT.com and look for this story. One city in Pike County announced a partnership with a local internet service provider. It will bring gigabit speed fiber optic internet to homes and businesses throughout Pikeville. Our Jordan Mullins has more from officials on what it means for the city's future.
The City of Pikeville and Gearhart Communications have come to terms with a project that will bring fiber optic broadband service to every home and business in the Pikeville city limits.
You know, that was open to every company in the area that was capable of providing that service. We received responses from several different companies, but Intermountain by far was the best option for the City of Pikeville.
The project is just months away from the completion of Phase 1, which will cost the city approximately $500,000 per year. But due to a 1% increase in the city's restaurant tax passed several years ago, those costs will be covered.
So it's not an overly burdensome project to the city financially at all, and it has huge rewards and a great upside for the citizens and the businesses of Pikeville.
City Manager Philip Ellswick says the entire project will have an approximate cost of $10 million, but will bring several key benefits.
Gigabit service is so important, as we have seen throughout the pandemic. People need good, reliable internet. You know, if you have a kid that's going to school remotely or you're just working from home.
As well as economic benefits, better supporting existing local business while also drawing new businesses into town.
But if you're doing some sort of online business, if you're uploading, downloading files, large files especially, you know, it's important to provide this service. And it will be a game changer for businesses in town.
A step into the future to ensure a brighter tomorrow. In Pikeville, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Ellswick adds one of the largest upsides is providing fiber broadband to the town's industrial park, which should draw in a huge interest from larger companies.
6:08 here on this Thursday morning, Friday Eve. Forgot the clicker. Let me go to hold of that right quick there. Got to have this to make the graphics go. Let's take a look at Buffalo Mountain here in Perry County this morning. And you see all quiet up there. I can't tell, like up on Pine Mountain, Whitesburg Mountain, if they have a little bit of snow in the grass. The angle of this camera is not the greatest, but again, it's possible because there was some snow in the grass up on Whitesburg Pine Mountain there. So again, keep an eye on that for you. Still cold regardless. 28 up there, 28 in Hazard, 30 in Ashland, 29 in Prestonsburg and Manchester, 21 in Monticello. So a lot of cold spots out there this morning. Day planner for you. Sunshine's going to come out today later on. Probably maybe as early as this morning for some, and we'll see the skies clear, but only upper 30s for daytime highs. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. When we come back here on Mountain News this morning, a report from the U.S. Senate finds failures in the effort to prevent the spread of terror threats across social media. We'll have more on that in just a few minutes. It's an